matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and or discussed, thank you, in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. All contracts awarded by, okay, we had a double one of these, good. All contracts awarded by mayor and council must comply with the affirmative action requirements of PL 1975 C127. Fire exits are located in the directions I'm indicating. If you are alerted for fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Notice to members of the governing body and borough staff, any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purpose of borough business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes. Here.
Councilman Connolly.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Present.
Councilman Signorella.
Here.
Councilman Ravina.
Here.
Councilwoman Paloma.
Here.
Mayor Signorella.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Cool. Andrew, please lead us in the opening prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep, go for it. Andrew, communications?
Thank you, Mayor. It's not listed on the agenda, but we do have a request. There was a little bit of a miscommunication on the borough's part, where the request went to spam for everyone on the governing body, including myself, from the Church of the Assumption Feast Committee to do their annual procession during the feast. The route remains exactly the same as it had been in 2019 and in years prior. We just want the approval of the governing body to conduct the procession. The police have already coordinated it. Just wants your blessing. Just need a motion if that's okay.
I need a motion to approve the request.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Cool.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep. Okay. So a couple proclamations. First off, we were gonna do this last time, but I think we have Pico and Pam over today. Do you guys want to come up real quick, or Pico, whoever? Guys, good to see you. So, come on up. The fine pieces that you see up here are from a local artist who does a fantastic job. So, round of applause for Pico Reynoso for his contribution to the borough. So, we renovated the Veterans Memorial Library. As you see, obviously, these are front and center there and inspired in part by the Veterans Memorial Library. I'll let Pico talk more about his art. But we had them here in transit while we were renovating the library, and we had very bare walls, and they were just hanging out back there. And I told Andrew, I said, we're putting them up here. I said, they fit perfectly, boom, boom. And we're super proud to have them here behind the dais in such an important place for all of us. In the library, they were a little bit in back. Here they're front and center, so we're really proud to have them. And, just as a token of our appreciation, just a little certificate of recognition for you. Yeah, so I don't know if you wanted to say anything, Pico?
Well, I'd like to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to Mayor Joe. These were some 25 years ago. Barbara Shalit proposes the idea of making some kind of contributions to the veterans. So several people provided me with photographs of the veterans of the, particularly, of course, we had the monument, the sculpture out there, so that was the main source. And I tried to put it in the context of New Jersey. Roselle Park is on the right, and New York City is on the left. And then surrounded with a famous painting there on top of by Emmanuel Leutze, which is the original, of course, is at the Metropolitan Museum. And then some real estate there, the Veterans Memorial there, and then images of the map of New Jersey. In the other mural is concerning, of course, the tragic events of September 11. I was in New York City on that day. I was going to work, and I decided to kind of arrive a little bit late to work. I stopped at the bookstore, Borders Cafe and Bookstore. And the result is that I stayed there, and I was looking at some Picasso's work and other paintings. And so I arrived late to work, a few minutes. Once in a while, I have a great attendance, so it wasn't going to hurt anybody. My first period was a free period, let's say. I was an art teacher in New York City for 30 years. So when I arrived, everybody was look at me like, wow, you appear. They were concerned that I had, I was coming from New Jersey. I stopped at the World Trade Center.
You narrowly missed it.
And I narrowly
Very
missed it.
narrowly missed it.
And then they took me to my room, and from my room I could see all the smoke coming out of the buildings. I was like everyone else. We were surprised. I was shocked. And of course, I love New York City. So I proposed Barbara to make a mural to honor. And I try to keep them in marble. So kind of, you see the marble, of course, it has to be done in gray. And the World Trade Center towers in the back, with sun there in the top there, kind of a little bit calamitous, tragic.
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to have my artwork in the town. And thank you once again, Joe, and to all of you for really have accepted, and I hope it will remain. Yes.
Okay. Chris, do you mind
Endured.
And just, I want to recognize really quickly how much both these two do for the borough of Roselle Park. So Pam also is started, no longer in charge of Roselle Park Arts Festival.
This year I'm not in charge of it.
This year, this is
I
the.
am working on it.
This
I'm
is
not
the.
in charge
You're
of
the godmother of it now. Consultant. Yeah. But they've contributed so much to Roselle Park, so we're glad to have you here. It's a really powerful story, and I just sprung this on you guys, but I really wanted to be a surprise, so I hope you like the surprise.
They look terrific.
They
Yeah.
look fabulous.
Yeah.
I thought that like they'd be small on the walls, but they're not.
No.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
Andrew just hates when I take a victory lap on this because I told him they'd look so good.
I always saw your video.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a picture and get you guys.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Backgrounds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
One more round of applause. Ruben, you want to come up on behalf of the mayor's committee as for PTSD awareness? And then Councilman Connolly and Johnson, that's who you guys want to come up real quick? Come on up. Cool shirt. What is that from?
Parker's.
Come on over, guys. So we have this is a big bunch of month of a lot of important events. So we're celebrating Pride this weekend, Saturday. I hope you guys all come. What time is that at the library? 12, flag raising, most importantly, free ice cream. But we wanted to save that for Saturday, and then today recognize this is post-traumatic stress. So obviously something that impacts a larger percentage of Roselle Park and the nation than we would like. So maybe I'll give this to you guys as for the American Legion. Okay, so whereas post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can occur after a person experiences trauma, including but not limited to the stress of combat, sexual assault, abuse, bombings, incidents, and natural disasters, and affects millions of deaths in the United States. Whereas PTSD is associated with chemical change in the body and hormonal system and autonomic autonomic nervous system and is characterized by symptoms including flashbacks, nightmares, insomnia, avoidance, hypervigilance, vigilance, anxiety, and depression. And whereas combat-related PTSD stress among our men and women in the armed forces is significantly pronounced, given that they are exposed to highly traumatic events for weeks, months, and even years, whereas between 10 and 30% of service members will develop PTSD within a year of leaving combat, while others may not develop symptoms until years later. Despite its treatability, many cases of PTSD among military veterans and otherwise remained undiagnosed, untreated due to a lack of awareness in the condition and the persistent stigma associated with mental health and conditions. Raising awareness of this condition is necessary to survive the stigma and encourage those suffering to seek proper and timely treatment that may save lives. And whereas all citizens suffering from PTSD deserve our consideration, and those who are affected by PTSD from wounds received while protecting our freedom deserve the respect and our special honor. Now therefore, be proclaimed that I, Joseph Signorello, Mayor of Roselle Park, the City of Union, the State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim June 2022 as Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month in the borough of Roselle Park, and I encourage all citizens to increase their awareness of this condition and encourage a stigma-free treatment for all. Greg, Mike, you guys want to add anything?
I'd just like to add, there's many veterans that don't actually know that they have PTSD until a sufficient other sees it, which happened to me 20 years later when my son came to live with me. And it brings a lot of hardship within the families. It brings hardship with communicating with people and not want to be involved. I overtook that, but there's times that you relapse in that situation, but I noticed in the last 15, 20 years that people are starting to bring this up where it's community involvement and finding and helping individuals. So I'm so happy that the mayor brought this up, and I think this is something that needs to be acknowledged and also expressed throughout the county and state.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry.
The proclamations for the second annual street
Oh, come on.
savvy cycling skills plan.
Yep, this one's on you. Okay, I'll hang back.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I just wanted to say thank you. It's with collaboration and partnerships of so many people out there, mayor and council as well, for their support. We had the bike skills clinic and helmet giveaway last month. It was our second annual event. Our first annual was held over at Boy Scout Park over on West Lincoln Avenue. We needed a bigger venue, and luckily we were able to host it this year at Gazebo Park. It was a very well attended event. We had about 120 attendees, and we gave away all 85 helmets. But most importantly, we made our community a little safer. Police department was there, Officer Diaz, and I have a proclamation for her as well. But this couldn't happen, this couldn't come together without, obviously, Mayor and Council, everybody involved, our partners, Safe Kids Union County, Children's Specialized Hospital, Bob's Bicycle Service, Bob Masucci. He came out and he checked everybody's bikes, make sure that they were in proper working order, that they were safe for the road. A lot of kids learned a lot of good information out there. Obviously, we're all committed to making sure our streets are safer, our communities are safer. We're trying to do our best, slowing down our roads, making sure that people recognize that this is not a highway, that our road, that our town, our borough is not a highway.
But there's a highway through it.
There's a highway through it, but we're more than just Westfield Avenue.
I agree.
So it's in the spirit of safety, it's in the spirit of collaboration that I present these on behalf of the borough to the following individuals.
Here, I'll
If you'd
hold
like.
this for you. Yep.
Thank you. First one goes to Bob's Bicycle Service, Bob Masucci. Don Masucci, please come up. Thank you. Appreciate it. And just to read it off, this recognition is presented to Bob's Bicycle Service in recognition of their support, collaboration, and partnership in making the Borough of Roselle Park's second annual Street Savvy Cycling Skills Clinic, it's a tongue twister, and helmet giveaway a success for the entire community. So on behalf of Mayor and Council, on behalf of Bike Advocate, an enthusiast, thank you so much. No problem. My pleasure. Anything to say, or?
Bob,
Appreciate it.
Bob, thank you too. I appreciate that. My son appreciates that too. Thank you. Great. Yeah, the bike is excellent.
Mine's too big for me, but I think I just need to get a smaller one.
And speaking of your son, I have one here for your son, so Councilman Johnson.
Hey, little man.
Trying to keep it rolling.
Excellent.
Next one is for Officer Jessica Diaz, if Chief McCaffrey can hand that to her.
There you go, officer. Paul's right here.
Yeah, Paul's not here, he's away at the moment, but Paul Mikulitz, who was our instructor from New Jersey Bike and Walk Coalition. We also have for Union County Division of Youth Services, the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, Children's Specialized Hospital, and Safe Kids Union County.
We'll get them out.
So,
But thank you for everybody. Is that it, Andrew? That's it. All right, put the mic away.
Carry on smart.
Okay, cool. May I have a motion to approve meeting minutes pending corrections?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to open the public portion on agenda items only?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody who wants to come up and speak on agenda items only may do so now, and please state your name and address for the record. I'm seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion on agenda items only?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reports of departments. Let's start with the guys up here first. Andrew, anything?
Yes, Mayor. Just want to remind everybody the primary election is coming up next week, Tuesday, June 7th, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Voting locations are Ward 1 at Sherman Firehouse, that's Lorraine Firehouse. Ward 2 is the library, Ward 3 is the Casano Center, Ward 4 is the middle school, Ward 5 is Aldine School. Early voting starts tomorrow, Friday, June 3rd. It'll continue the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th over this weekend. Friday and Saturday, polls are open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, they're open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Voting locations are throughout the county at 7 locations. The closest is in Roselle at the Amalfi Community Center at 1268 Schaefer Avenue. Again, that's 1268 Schaefer Avenue in Roselle. The Amalfi Community Center is the closest location, but there are other locations in Union and Cranford also, and Elizabeth, also close to Roselle Park. As a reminder for all the candidates and for the governing body, the certification of the election will not be until June 20th. So if there's any closeness in the election for any of the results, I know we have a couple of contested races locally. Unfortunately, that'll be the time you find out for real. That's all I have, Mayor.
Cool. Kenneth?
Thank you, Mayor. SOAR bills will be going out by hopefully Wednesday of next week. They will be due, so look in the mail for the postcard. They will be due July 1st. And you have the 10-day grace period, and the SOAR system is back up online on the borough's website. Other than that, that's all I have right now, Mr. Mayor.
Looking great today, Ken.
Thank you.
Very orange. Okay, cool. Let's have Chief McCaffrey. You want to come up?
Good evening. Just a few things, Mayor. So happy to report, as we're all aware, September 1st, 2021, we had Hurricane Ida in town. It ravaged through our town as it did the rest of New Jersey. The Roselle Park Police, the DPW, Fire Department, the OEM conducted operations throughout the storm and after it passed. It's the task of the Office of Emergency Management and to make the efforts to recover any funds we're entitled to through FEMA. That process was done. I have to compliment Rich Koch, my Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator. He's an all-star with this stuff. I'm happy to report that as of this date, the borough has completed the reimbursement process through FEMA and the State of New Jersey Office of Emergency Management. The overall total cost for the damages involved was $183,693.87. There is a 90% cost reimbursement as compared to 80% in the past. That amount will be paid directly to the borough for damages that we sustained as a result of Ida. I'm also happy to say that Roselle Park was the first municipality in the entire state to complete the process and has already been paid out for that process.
Can you please tell Rich, like, he's fantastic. Like, I mean, all RPPD does a great job, but it's one thing that we don't really have to rely on from an administrative perspective because we know Rich has it. So, like, you know, above and beyond the normal kudos they give you guys, like, Rich deserves a gold star.
He's very good.
Yep.
He's very, very good.
Yep.
And I wanted to mention Rich and compliment Detective Sergeant Rich Coca for his efforts for that. He really worked day and night for that. Ken Blum can attest to that because he worked with Ken Blum a lot on this.
Ken's
so
sweating out this budget a little bit less. As a result.
So thank you for your help with that as well. Also, I wanted to thank those who came out for the Memorial Day Parade. We had our Police Honor Guard in it. I wanted to compliment Captain Freno. He's our Honor Guard commander. He does a great job with it every year. He works with our officers to make them as impressive as they are and to represent our police department and our borough to the best that it possibly can. So I'm thankful to him for that. And just thank you for those who came out for the Memorial Day Parade. And certainly I'm open for any questions if anyone has any.
Cool. Thanks so much, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Other Chief. Mr. Ray Parento. Come on down. Yeah.
New furniture?
I got a nice pen for you.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, administrators, department heads, and members of the audience. Here's my report for the Roselle Park Fire Department. Fire Department had its memorial service on May 18th. We had a good attendance. We're looking to increase it next year. I know there was received some feedback about advertising it and getting it out. So I spoke to a few people, and next year we'll get it out a lot earlier so everybody knows about it. There's always the third Wednesday in May. We've been continuing our outdoor training. We just did some relay pump into the ladder truck. Thank you to the DPW for allowing us to use the hill to do that. As some of you may know or may not know, we had a structure fire Memorial Day night. It was a great stop by the department. I want to thank Roselle Park Police Department, Elizabeth Fire Department, and EMS, Kenilworth Fire Department and County EMS who assisted us at the scene. Also want to thank Clark Fire Department, Mountainside Fire Department, and Roselle Fire Department who cover our town. Next weekend we'll be setting up a recruitment table at the Feast of St. Anthony. We are looking for new members, so we'll try to be doing some more recruitment there. And the fire department extends its condolences to Bob Della Rosa and his family on the passing of his son David, who was a past member of the fire department. That's all that I have.
Thank you so much, Chief.
You're welcome.
No questions, I'm assuming. No questions.
Thank you.
See you guys. Mr. Beluccio, because you're looking so dapper in that front row. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. So, construction code and code enforcement. So for the month of May, we issued 63 construction code permits under the UCC. Total revenue through the month of May is $279,126. The department realized $93,694 in revenue last month. Property maintenance, and I know this has been on everyone's mind because we've been receiving a lot of complaints. So we've been working quite diligently on this. So we had 11 court dispositions for May, 27 court summonses were issued, and there were also 123 violations issued. So we were working quite hard on that, and we continue to work quite hard. I do want to really stress to the members of the public, please cut your grass. I mean, that's been the majority of the issues. So when your grass is about 6 inches high, please try to cut your grass and get it done. Continue on, a TCO, as I said in the past, has been issued for 250 West Westfield Avenue. I know I spoke to CFO Blum on the revenue of that entire project, and he's very pleased with the amount of revenue that the borough will be receiving based upon the pilot agreement. He can get into more detail on that, though. As far as zoning completeness reviews, I completed one zoning completeness review for Forest Property Management. They're located at 22 East Westfield Avenue. They'll be appearing before the DRC on June 8th, which is next Wednesday. They're looking to convert 2 first-floor office suites into 2 residential units. It will require a use variance along with site plan approval. Enforcement action continues to be proactive. And we're quite busy upstairs, quite honest with you, so.
And you guys just you backfilled, you have somebody new in the office now, right?
That's correct. We had backfilled former TA's position with a full-timer. She's doing an outstanding job, a little bit of a learning curve, but she's, on the customer service side, she's very well adapted to customer service and how to handle the public, and she's very, very good. She's a breath of fresh air, to be quite honest with you.
Good.
We also, as you know, have another building inspector because the one I was using on a part-time temporary basis took a full-time position in another community. And our current building inspector is doing a very good job as well.
Cool. Thank you so much, Rich. No questions? Oh.
I don't have any questions for Rich, but I do just want to note, given the complaints about property maintenance, particularly grass, I want to take this opportunity to thank the court, though they operate totally separately, and I'm not going to comment on any of the dispositions. I had a good conversation with Judge Bundy about prioritizing the adjudication of the complaints about particularly grass, given the urgency and the turnover with the complaints. So I know he was able to prioritize some of those cases, and I believe there were actually over 24 heard today during the session, which is helpful for the whole community. So I do just want to give a shout out to the court, who's never here for all the right reasons, but I thank the staff in the court for their diligence in addressing that.
Judge Bundy's very good.
Yes, he is.
Cool. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks.
Coach, come on. You're looking tan, man.
Yeah,
You and Paul, you been helping out with the DPW?
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for giving me the opportunity to provide a brief update. I'd be remiss to not congratulate everyone who was involved in the Memorial Day Parade. It was an amazing event. The goal of the Roselle Park Recreation Department is to meet the recreational needs of our community. As part of our department's effort to meet these needs and expand community services, our department provides a wide range of programs. Membership and recreation. We currently have over 400 members in homework club, aftercare, transportation, and recreational sports and activities. We continue to increase transportation limits and supervision to our transportation locations. We recently hosted the Middle School Rec Night sponsored by the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. It was a great event. Also, high school and middle school boys baseball team bonding party. It was a great night. Top Spot for ages 2 to 5, instructed by Stacy Hartzler, has currently 10 families participating in top gym time on Saturday mornings. Girls volleyball coached by Dennis Dagunas. 18 middle school players practicing 1 time per week. 30 high school players practicing 1 time per week. Spring rec wrestling coached by Troy McDermott, Bob Appello, and Craig Montgomery. 26 wrestlers participating 1 time per week. Spring fitness coached by Leland Griffin. 14 elementary and middle school members lifting 1 time per week, and 18 high school members lifting 4 times a week. Summer middle school and high school boys basketball clinics. Grades 9 through 12 will start on Monday, June 27th. Grades 6 through 8 will start on Tuesday, June 28th from 9 to 11. After analyzing the results from our membership survey, our department is in the beginning stages of the following programming. Summer camp to school bridge program, creating a borough homework club and aftercare schedule, back to school nights event for members, parents night out, RP spring events, Roselle Park School District different age group events, all-season sport practices, middle school co-ed intramurals, and high school girls flag football, to name a few. You can find this information on our borough's website, rosellepark.net, click recreation. As always, contact the recreation department at recreation@rosellepark.net with any questions or concerns. Mayor Signorello and Town Council, that completes our June recreational department update. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks so much, Coach. Any questions? Awesome.
Thank you.
Who's last? Rupin, you go next. New guy goes last. Because you forgot to wear orange.
I'm wearing
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. On Memorial Day, the Borough honored over veterans with a parade and a memorial service, followed by a community.
Hey, let me
picnic.
start off by saying, Ruben, great job, Memorial Day.
Thank you, Mayor, so much.
You could have done like less than 97 degrees out there. If you could have done something like that, that would have been awesome. But really great
My
job.
uniform
That's
is
like we
so
had
The
tents.
barbecue was also really good. So would you get the lab? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, but just really
That's
top
correct.
this. They were like Johnny on the spot. The burgers were good. I had the veggie burger, but I think all around people were pretty.
Thank you, Mayor. It was a good
Mr.
change,
Junior
actually.
loved it.
Compared to what we had previous years, this was
You did. You said
well
it was
appreciated
good.
by the residents as
You
well.
said the barbecue was good.
Very good, good, yeah. Let 'em talk.
Oh, sorry. All right. Fair enough.
Don't report.
That's valid.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Appreciate that. A special thanks to all participating groups in this year's parade and service. I would also like to thank Mayor, council members, diversity committee, and Kate Mahan Rubino for helping serve the food and also volunteering their time. I also want to special thanks to the team of Roselle Park departments, police department, fire department, the DPW. I mean, it could have not been possible without the teamwork. So thanks to them as well. This Saturday, the borough will be hosting a pride flag raising ceremony, as you mentioned, Mayor. It's going to be at the library from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The event includes the guest speaker, Union County Commissioner Chair Rebecca Williams, a Pride Month proclamation, and ice cream social. The event is free and open for everyone. Starting Monday, June 6th, the community center will be introducing a complete body workout classes for Roselle Park's residents ages 18 and older. A free complete body workout without weights will be offered every Monday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. The residents will be able to get their training using just their body weight to help achieve that goal. In the month of June, seniors will be going on a day trip to Patterson Great Fall, Smithville, Wind Creek Casino, Point Pleasant, and to Seaside Heights. On Tuesday, June 21st, New Jersey Motor Vehicle Mobile Unit will be visiting the borough. The event will take place at Michael Mori Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Registration is full for this event. However, I request everyone that registered to arrive on their appointment time. Please do not arrive late. You may be asked to be put on the waiting list if you come late. So please do not arrive late. On Friday, June 1st, the borough will be hosting an Independence Day celebration at high school. High school's Humshaw Field. The evening will be filled with food trucks, live music, inflatables, free activities, and fireworks. Festivities will begin at 5 p.m. Fireworks will begin with a flag raising ceremony at dusk. I'm also happy to report that on June 1st, our senior bus, which was awarded in 2016 through New Jersey Transit Section 5310 program, has officially ended the lease agreement, and that bus is going to be released to the borough in as-is condition. I'm also happy to report that the borough received a grant of $22,510 from the New Jersey Clean Community program. This award is one of the highest in the last 6 years of the program. Yes.
Did you get well?
I'm sorry.
How did you get us more money? Was it your efforts?
$22,530. Yes, we did.
Just take credit for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Also,
you.
on a personal note, it is said that Krista Terry had to resign because of her health issues, but she'll be missed at the Casano Center. She's a great family member of the Casano Center. She worked really hard. 5 years that we worked together. It was great working with her, and I am praying for her good health and the fastest recovery. And that was my.
Anything for Ruben?
Yeah, again, great job on the parade. I got a lot of compliments. They said, and it was a big turnout, so that helped. And also, I want to wish you a happy birthday a day late.
Oh,
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Councilman. I appreciate that.
They're trying to hide that, right?
Mayor, I just want to make note, of all the things you said in your report, the least important seems like the bus being titled over to the municipality. But like I tell all the department heads that it's usually the stuff that people don't see that's the most important. This was a federal grant program that was very onerous from the beginning, right? And this is something that goes back probably before your time here, before my time here, maybe
Correct.
when Ken started back whenever. Like, I give you a lot of credit dealing with it when it comes to a federal grant program, and I think when we started out, I laughed about the day when we would actually get this title. So I appreciate it, and it's another asset that we have to develop.
Thank you so much.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, Rupert. Good job.
Superintendent Biamonte. You're looking dark too, dude.
I know.
Yard work.
Ah.
I said nothing. Keep it going. Go.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Council, Borough Representatives, and residents of Roselle Park. Several months ago, I believe it was in March, I reported an update on the parks, especially Aldine and Ackerd Park, regarding the play sets there. At that point, I had met with a vendor to order some equipment and parts. I just got notification that they were shipping today, and we should receive them sometime in the near future.
Okay.
Just to go over what some of those items are. At Ackerd Park, there are platforms on the play sets that need to be replaced, new seesaw, some swings, and the spring rider to replace the frog or the cone that's there now.
And just to, I don't want to steal your thunder, but I just talked to Andrew today. So we got a grant from the county 2 years ago as like a set aside for the Hawthorne project. There's other avenues we're looking to potentially do the Hawthorne project, and it's still probably a ways away. So I think we're going to ask for a change order to take those monies. I think it's like $70,000 to $80,000, something like that, and put it into Ackerd Park because Ackerd Park's seen better days. So I know, Coach, I think you have some ideas around the parks. I think you probably also know what's needed there. So between the three of you guys, just whatever else is outstanding, we should just see what we can get with those, with that money that's out there.
Okay.
Sorry, keep
Thank
going.
Items in Aldine Park is also a spring rider and a swing set or a tire swing. But so within, hopefully next week, we'll receive those parts, and then immediately after get those play sets back to be presentable and usable.
Yep.
And functional. Another item that's been brought to our attention is some of the sprinkler systems throughout the town. There's a leaky valve in Ackerd Park. There's a sprinkler head leak at Gazebo Park. The timer's off at the gazebo also in terms of when that sprinkler gets activated in the middle of the day. And a cap missing at Aldine Park. I did contact the vendor, and they're going to be providing us pricing on fixing those items. Grass maintenance. Carpenter and Hawthorne Basin are now, we're finally caught up with them, and they're on a 2-week schedule, so we will be there every 2 weeks to maintain those basins. All other culverts, and peripheral areas are being worked on or monitored weekly. All grass at borough parks and borough buildings are being maintained by our vendor, and they're usually here on a Tuesday, weather permitting. So far, they've been doing a pretty good job. I haven't had to really babysit them. Chestnut Street, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, Councilwoman Valomo's been pushing for the planters to go out and be worked on, and those are the large planters that are spread out along Chestnut Street. I believe there's 14 or 15 of them, and then there are some hanging plants also. We are maintaining them and watering them. Mother Nature's helped us the last couple days, so it's given us a little bit of a break. But for anyone that's curious on how we're watering them, we do have a 150-gallon water tank, a pump tank that's attached to one of our Mason trucks now. Chestnut Street also, all tree beds along Chestnut Street between basically Grant and Westfield have been mulched. I think they look really nice. We will start working on Westfield Avenue somewhere between Locust and I guess Walnut Street.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that. So one of my bugaboos, and it's been manpower issues and upkeep. So the little planters, although we don't have trees in them right now, I'd like to put it in the capital budget to replant those, cutouts. But they have overgrowth in them right now.
Yeah,
And
on Westnut.
Yeah, I don't need
Westfield.
Westnut.
Yeah.
That's what the cheese section's called now. It's Westnut. It just looks cleaner. So credit where credit's due. Chestnut Street, although we still need to replace those sidewalks, it looks very clean right now, and I'm very happy with the way it looks all over. Yep.
Trees. Yeah, we're, you're right, it's a manpower issue, so we are gonna start focusing on Westfield Avenue. Burl trees, this is no exaggeration, I have over 50 requests on my desk currently for tree work. I have reached out to a vendor to help, we are getting pricing on some. I do request that borough residents be patient, we will get to you, we're trying to take care of emergencies first, and we will go down the list and take care of whether it's trimming or removing trees.
Have you got any interviews scheduled for the tree guy?
So we
Tree
did
person?
receive 5, I reviewed them, and tomorrow we'll be reaching out to set up a interview process.
Okay.
Discuss with Andrew further. Equipment, at the moment, knock on wood, all our equipment is working, whether it's heavy machinery, small machinery, everything is in good condition. Garbage recycling, vegetation in bulk. Recycling schedule for June is as follows. Recycling is every Tuesday. Commingling paper products, June 7th and June 24th. Commingling bottles, cans, plastics, June 14th and 28th. Vegetation pickup is every Thursday on the east side, every Friday on the west side. Townwide bulk pickup is scheduled for June 16th on the east side and June 17th on the west side. In terms of typical garbage pickup, I think everything's going well. We haven't had too many complaints lately.
Yeah, it's been okay. We're going to have some schedule changes to that, right, as a result, but we don't have to go over that tonight. Real quick side note, have you guys been able to connect this week on some of the outstanding trees?
No, we'll get to it.
Okay. So I think he highlighted some of the trees. We can talk about it afterwards.
Yes.
But just, I'd like you two to connect to go through that list, please.
Yes.
Okay.
we will.
Cool.
All right, that concludes my report. If anyone has any questions, you can reach me at rosellepark.net. I used to work for Rosen. rosellepark.net or at the DPW office at 908-245-7676.
Any questions for Paul?
Yeah, I have one.
Yep.
You mentioned the water basins. Did you ever, I know I sent you an email correspondence. Did you ever, can you just refresh my recollection regarding the fence over there by Union Road and when that may?
Yeah,
that may
so we
not-
got, we received a quote to put a gate there.
Yeah.
And the gate would basically go up against the concrete wall that creates the culvert. And that gate would be from basically end to end. There'd be 2 gates that open up that allow us the flexibility to get machinery in there to maintain the culvert. We did get pricing. Andrew and I just have to take a look at it, the specs, and then make a decision.
Okay. And my other question is, how many tree guys do we plan on hiring? Are we just replacing the one, or
No,
can we
so-
discuss later on maybe
so-
2? Because I really think that we need more than 1 tree guy. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, so I would say just a couple things. Let me take a crack at this. So we had one, was it retirement or somebody left for another job? It was the DeVito kid, right?
He left.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we had a laborer leave, and we backfilled that laborer role, or we are backfilling that laborer role with a second tree expert, let's say. I think, without saying too much, I think probably the existing one is probably looking to retire maybe within the next. So I think, we'll probably have to replace that one. I would say at this point this year, look, we have a budget to work towards. So I would say, on the horizon, I think having another person with tree expertise is important. And I'm learning enough to be dangerous about the Department of Public Works. So keep me honest. It's really what you need somebody to be able to go up and inspect trees and go up and work on trees. What helps is to have extra laborers or just guys who know how to do stuff on the ground, right? Would really help, in my mind, kind of bolster efforts. Is that a fair?
That's pretty accurate in terms of our operations.
Yeah.
Right, so there's.
But who actually cuts the trees? It's the actual.
So
It's Micah Stone's the one who does it.
Mike-
Yeah, and the only reason why I bring up that concern is because I'm a union guy too. So union guys get vacation time, they get sick
Yeah.
time, and so in the past we've been having these tree concerns with egregious and long-term wait list. And I get it; it's a small community, but it's just something that we need to work on going towards the near future. That's all.
I think we're going to double up this year. We're going from 1 to 2. I think let's gauge how that works, and I think we put it into the budget for next year.
Yeah, it's definitely, out of all of our tasks, that is one that definitely needs 2 people.
Yeah.
Because OSHA regulations and just in terms of safety, the shade tree operator, whether it's Mike or a new person, can't be up 80 feet in the air alone. If he gets hurt, we're going to have some serious issues.
Yes, we
So, and it's actually just good to have someone dedicated to that position. Obviously, you'd be somewhat universal and can bounce around to the different tasks, but it would be nice to have a shade tree operator and some sort of assistant that knows knows all aspects of what
Yeah.
the shade tree operator needs.
Yeah.
In terms of having 2 right now, I think it'll be great. I don't know how long that's going to last because I don't have any idea what Mike's intentions are.
Yeah.
With that said, Kenilworth, the superintendent, Mike Kalisko, and I have some sort of mutual agreement where we're helping each other out on trees. So Mike has helped them out recently.
Yep.
In the next week or 2, we're going to get assistance from Kenilworth to help with our trees.
Great. Yeah, I think the other domino to fall is I kind of want to see how things shake out finally with this DPW contract with personnel moves. But I think we'll double up this year, and I think beyond that, I agree. Bolstering the
Not
DPW.
looking for-
You trying to blow up my budget?
No.
Because it's almost done.
I want to keep the budget.
Okay,
where it is.
all right,
I don't
all
want
right.
no problems with the budget. Ken, I don't want any
Qualify.
problems. I like it. So.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? Cool. Thank you. I think that's it. Did I miss anybody? Okay, cool. May I have a motion to accept the reports of departments as submitted?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2686 by title.
Yes, Mayor, ordinance 2686 is an ordinance for second reading and public hearing, an ordinance amending chapter 27, section 6, subsection 3 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Imposition of Charges.
Okay, may I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2686?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come and speak on this ordinance? Okay, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2686?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2686?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? I'm seeing none. Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is adopted.
Okay, Andrew, please read ordinance number 2687 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2687 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, subsection 40, Chapter 7, Section 40, subsection 1, paragraphs A and C of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Parking Meters, Fees and Holidays, and Municipal Parking Lot Number 1.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2687 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as June 16th, 2022?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Please read ordinance number 2688 by title.
Mayor, ordinance 2688 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2670, fixing the salary ranges of non-union employees and officials of the Borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2688 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as June 16th, 2022?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Please read ordinance number 2689 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2689 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Section 24, subsection 24.9 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Off-Duty Police Services and Equipment requested by private individuals.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2689 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as June 16th, 2022?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorella.
Yes.
Councilman Ravina.
Yes.
Councilman Bolomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Okay. All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Andrew, please read all resolutions on the agenda by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 14422 is accepting the resignation of Christine Lettieri from the position of Community Center Clerk. Resolution 14522 is awarding a contract to Suburban Disposal, Inc. pursuant to bid option number 2 of the advertised bid specification for municipal solid waste collection services in an amount not to exceed $3,596,000. Resolution 14622 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-31-18-1 West End Community Center, doing business as West End Community Center for the 2022-2023 licensing term. Resolution 14722 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-44-13-9 Chestnut Street Spirits LLC, doing business as Roselle Park Wines and Spirits for the 22-23 licensing term. Resolution 14822 is authorizing renewal of inactive pocket alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-614 Cafe C Roselle Park LLC for the 22-23 licensing term. Resolution 149-22 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-10-6 Ocean Castle Inc., doing business as Vintage Italian Restaurant and Catering for the 22-23 licensing term. Resolution 15022 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-15-4 Caracetas Corporation, doing business as Vinhus Restaurant and Lounge for the 2022-23 licensing term. Resolution 15122 is authorizing the renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-53 Frenchie's Bar Grill Inc., doing business as Frenchie's Bar Grill for the 22-23 licensing term. Resolution 15222 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-48 Willow KC LLC, doing business as Sun Tavern for the 22-23 licensing term. Resolution 15322 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-33-16-7 Spalanga Food Inc., doing business as Costa's Restaurant and Pizzeria for 22-23 licensing term. Nobody says it that way.
All right.
15422 is authorizing renewal of alcoholic beverage control license number 2015-44-33 Gajani Inc. Is that right?
I don't know.
Doing business as Roselle Park Liquors and Food for 2022-23 licensing term. Resolution 15522 is authorizing authorizing the borough clerk to auction unclaimed vehicles. Resolution 15622 is authorizing the tax collector to prepare and issue estimated tax bills for the third quarter of 2022 property taxes pursuant to NJSA 54:4-66.2. And Resolution 15722 is terminating the current goods and services contract dated February 16, 2021 with Jobs for Blue for coordination of off-duty police services and equipment, and authorizing a new contract to Jobs for Blue for coordination of off-duty police services and equipment effective July 1st, 2022.
Cool. I have two procedural questions. So 15522, I forget, do we have to, does Councilman Large and I, we can't vote on that.
The auction?
No. No, 15122, Frenchie's renewal.
If you
So
hold
we're
it,
related,
it's
yeah, recuse, so that'll get pulled. And then, real quick, 15822, what is that? Or 14822, who is that pocket license? Is that Cassius?
No, that's Meridia, Capadaglia property.
Oh, that's the Damani's.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have to pull 151-22. Does anybody want to pull anything else? No? Non-controversial? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the remaining resolutions on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Council President, it's all yours.
Can I have a motion on 151-22?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
None?
No. Call the roll, Andrew, please.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
Councilman Conley?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Signorello is recusing himself. Councilman Rubino?
Yes.
Councilwoman Valomo?
Yes. 5
votes in the affirmative, Council President. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, reports of Borough Council committees. Mr. Council President.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to send my condolences out to the William Brennan family and David Della Rosa. I had the honor to coach David when he was a young kid, and from the first time I had him as a player until like the last time I seen him alive, he always called me coach, okay? Which I actually told his father about, and his father said he better call you coach out of respect. So, you know, it's sad, too young like that, but my heart goes out to Bob and everything, and, you know, and also the fire department, okay? May 24th, I attended Meridian. They had a get-together with the tenants at their place on West Westfield Avenue, 240, I believe it is. The 25th, I attended the Community Affairs and Public Events Committee meeting, short meeting. You know, they talked about the parade and also the flag raising ceremony, and also the 4th of July celebration. On the 30th, I attended the parade. Okay, again, I thought Ruben did an excellent job. It was very well attended, and it seemed like everyone had a lot of compliments about it. On June 4th will be the flag raising at the library. Our special guest would be County Commissioner Rebecca Williams, and I think it starts at 12 o'clock. And there will be ice cream, like Ruben had said. Friday, July 1st, fireworks will be at the high school. The gates will open up at 5 p.m. The fireworks will go off at dusk. There will be food trucks, inflatables, and free activities. And just to update about the bulk, the east end will be July 16th, and the west end will be July 17th. You need to get a hold of me. You can get me at jpatrosky@rosellepark.net, 908-666, and 7821. And that's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Signorello.
So I'd like to kudos to talk about the parade, Memorial Day parade. Somebody asked me over the weekend, like, will you be attending the parade? And I said, you know, I think I've been going to the parade at least 30 to 40 years that I can remember. I said, you know, we do a lot of things in our life, go to the beach, go in the woods, go fishing, or do what you got to do, having fun. I said, I take time out of my day, and that day is very important to me to attend that day, and I won't miss it as long as I hope to. I remember my dad sitting in the corner across from the library in his fold-out garden chair or beach chair. In the last couple of years, he had his little cart. So it's a day that we need to remember and reflect on. And the food was good, Mayor. Yes, it was. And again, like Rich Buccio said about the grass, I appreciate them doing a good job. There's a couple little locations out there we still got to get them to cut it, and I think we have other backup plans that if they don't cut it, we have some options to borrow, but we'll go accordingly and let the construction department what they're doing. I'd like to say I hope last night that the rain, it came down, and I'm glad some of the work that we've done in the last year, cleaning the culverts, and I'd like to thank the superintendent. I think he was out there on Grant Ave and had his folks cleaning the culvert. That little muck gets picked up over a year, and weeds and grass just keep that maintenance going. I appreciate your help there, Superintendent. And Councilman talked about the fireworks. Andrew, could you remind me or remind the folks when our summer hours start? I wish I could remember.
Summer hours this year. I think they are. I thought it didn't get accepted. Did it get accepted? I don't know. Okay, sorry. There are summer hours.
They, what? The look of disgust. I just couldn't help myself. It's just like the look of
I
pure
wasn't
disgust.
gonna yell at you 3 times.
Okay.
That's 3.
All right.
They begin July 1st, and they end, I believe it's September 2nd, which is right before Labor Day. And the hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Borough Hall will be open 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. Fridays, the building will be closed.
Thank you for helping out there. I think this is a good thing for the employees and the residents. There are pluses and minuses to it. I think there's a couple more pluses, and it is just for a couple weeks. That's the end of my report. You need to get a hold of me. It's jsignorella@rosellepark.net. I'm at 908-721-6488. Thank you.
Big picture guy, visionary. I let Andrew do the day-to-day. You know what I'm saying? Councilman Greg Johnson, first ward councilman.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. On Monday, May 30th, I had the opportunity to be a part of a fabulous Memorial Day celebration in which we honor and recognize the military personnel whom paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. I wanted to also echo my colleagues by saying thank you, Rupin, for organizing such a great event, and thank you to all who served. Also, we were proud and we also appreciate Steve Jordan, who was nominated as Grand Marshal. He did a great job as well. Unfortunately, we at Post 60 and the borough are missing our long-term comrade and resident, Dave Della Rosa, who had oftentimes volunteered to be a part of our firing squad, and especially this year. In lieu of a tragic death, we opted to take a moment of silence instead of actually firing off the weapons, and also in conjunction with, in conjunction with the devastating Texas event. So it just made more sense to do a moment of silence. He was vested in Roselle Park. He grew up here. He was a fireman volunteer, a family member to our post. He always supported the Blue and the veterans. He was past commander of SAL. And he was just overall a great individual to talk to and would help anyone. So I just wanted to say personally, Dave, I will miss you. I miss all those evenings when I would meet up with you at the post, and I appreciated speaking to you. And again, he did mention whenever we discussed you, he was like coach. He didn't say Councilman Petrowski or anything like that. So I just wanted to take a moment to speak about him because I think it was important and significant. Moving along, community concerns. I've been receiving emails for potential loud noise, blocking residents' driveways, graffiti concerns, overgrown vegetation. I just wanted to, as a community, let's be mindful to be neighborly and keep in mind to have consideration for others within our beloved borough. I don't want to see people in our community being ticketed. I don't think anyone on council wants that. However, we have many quality of life ordinances, so please be courteous to one another and make sure we all follow the parking rules set forth by the state and the municipality. The only reason for me to mention this again is because I received outstanding number of emails from regarding different concerns. I sent some to Andrew, and I'm gonna have a meeting in the near future with the chief to see what we could do to mitigate some of these concerns. I just wanted to add this too. thank you, Jay. I was stoked for receiving this. I'm sure my son, when he received this, he'll be stoked as well. And we appreciate helping you out with that endeavor.
Thank you.
Bless you. And thank you, Mayor, for giving us this PTSD proclamation. Oftentimes, people, like my colleague said, Mike, is a movement for awareness, and a lot of military personnel aren't even aware that they have this type of problem. So it's up to us as a community, if we think we see someone a little bit off for that day, to just, and they're a military veteran, just see if you could talk to their loved ones and see if you can, get guidance or show them, try to show them the right way. There's a lot of outreach programs. You can email me or Mike, and we'll be happy to share that with you. Lastly, please remember that your voice matters. As First Ward Council, I will always place the concerns of the residents within the borough of Roselle Park first. If you need to get in contact with me, please email me at gjohnson@rosellepark.net, or you can call me at 908-303-1519. And Mayor, that concludes my report, but I just want to emphasize to the residents, I'm all about the emails, so please email me. Thank you.
It's easier to keep track of.
It's just easier to keep track, to follow up, to get you your information that you need, rather than phone calls for me.
So much easier.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Yep.
Councilman Johnson, I thought, I was at the Legion on Monday at the ceremony. That tribute to David was really touching.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to explain what you guys did, but I thought it was outstanding, what a tribute that was. With the seat.
What did you guys do?
Oh yeah, we just had, where his normal seat was, we just had like a little memorial set up, and we invited everyone for Memorial Day, friends and family, to come by. We might do some more things. Also, I'm glad that you brought that up. On tomorrow, his wake will be at Master Peterson from 7 to, what time, 9?
2 to 4.
Early session.
No, I think they changed. Oh, okay.
No, 2 to 4, 7 to 9.
Yeah, 2 to 4 and 7 to 9. Thank you, Jody. So I'll be present, and anyone that knows Dave, please attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Balomo?
Okay, first I'd like to send my condolences to the De La Rosa family. Okay, tonight our high school students are at the prom, and I want to wish them a safe evening with them and their friends tonight, a fun and a safe evening. The New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission will be coming to Roselle Park. It'll be located at the Michael Maury Gazebo Park on East Grant Avenue from 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dates will be made available for the months of June through November. Agency on Wheels offers driver's licenses and real ID, license plates, non-driver identification cards, placards, registration, and examination permits. I had the opportunity on May 24th to use this service to obtain a real ID, and it was quick, hassle-free, and convenient. Please check the Borough of Roselle Park Facebook page for more information, or contact the Cassano Community Center at 908-245-0666. Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library would like to remind everyone, if you need an important document notarized, you can meet with Miss Maria on Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. by appointment. Some exciting programs to look forward to are a digital literacy certification, a free computer training class, and free English conversation classes on Thursdays, 11 a.m. to noon. Our library is having a library logo contest, and is open to all residents of all ages. Keep your eyes out for our summer reading program, which begins in June. On June 2nd, which was tonight, at 6 p.m., the library hosted a flute recital of classical music of Northern India performed on banzori, which is a bamboo flute. Summer hours will begin on the week of June 12th, Monday and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the library will be closed on Saturdays. This month's regularly scheduled library board meeting will be on June 15th. On Thursday, June 16th, the Penguin Pointers will be at the library. Registration is necessary. There are limited spots, and that's live penguins. On Monday, June 27th, there will be a family movie night, and if you'd like more information on programs running in the Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library, you can call the library at 908-245-2456 or go to the Borough website and click on the link that will bring you to the library's webpage. On May 24th, I also attended the residents' social at the Meridia property. I had the opportunity to meet with new residents and give them information on events and resources within our community. On June 1st, I attended the Environmental Commission meeting, which was last night at the Casano Center. The grand opening of the community garden was on May 14th. The committee is seeking volunteers for the Shade Tree Subcommittee, the Green Team, and the community garden. Just a reminder from the committee, if you have a borough tree in front of your house, please call the Department of Works or your council person to care for it. It's unlawful for homeowners to alter a borough tree. If you would like to get involved or contact, you can go to the committee's Facebook page, which is Roselle Park Environmental Commission. I attended on May 24th again, an in-person municipal alliance meeting with Anthony Trezza. Anthony Trezza had led the meeting, and in attendance was Sue Karlstrom, representing our Board of Education, a high school student, a high school teacher, and a representative from the Westfield Board of Health, and myself. One of the main topics we discussed was how to prudently bring more programs through the Westfield Board of Health. Mr. Trezor reported the 5th grade LEAD, which is Law Enforcement Against Drugs. Graduation ceremony was on Tuesday, May 31st. I spoke with one of the officers for the LEAD program, who stated the program allows the officers to build healthy communication and relationships with the children with a vision of creating a safer community free of drugs, bullying, and violence. I'd like to congratulate all of the LEAD graduates and thank all involved in this program. Roselle Park Small Business Network. As a small business owner, I understand how important it is to work with other small businesses in our community. Therefore, every 4th Tuesday of the month, we have a meeting from 7 to 8 for owners of businesses in Roselle Park to work together, support each other, and open a line of communication from the businesses to the town. Every month, the meeting will be hosted by a business in our community. This month's meeting will be hosted at Joe and Jody's Barbershop, located at 210 Chestnut Street, on Tuesday, the 28th of June. If you're interested in or you're a small business in Roselle Park, you can join our Facebook page at Roselle Park Small Business Network. I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize Pride Month and wish everyone who celebrates a happy Pride Month. Lastly, on Monday, May 30th, I attended and participated in the Memorial Day Parade and ceremony. It was nice to feel the normalcy coming back to our community, as both Grant and Chestnut were lined with our residents watching the parade with their families, friends, and neighbors, sharing in a day of remembrance and prayer for those that gave their lives for our freedom in a solemn, however beautiful ceremony, followed by a picnic at the Casano Center that truly showed the love and pride of our hometown by celebrating the freedom we have because of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for it. If you need to get in contact with me, you can email me at jbelomo@rosellepark.net or call me at 908-514-5027, and thank you for allowing me to serve.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Connolly.
Thank you, Mayor, council and residents. Again, I know I'm just going to be echoing a lot of the same things that my colleagues have said, but Dave De La Rosa was a outstanding SAL member. He took leadership. He was proud, and he took on certain obligations. And you know, he was also a member of the Legion Riders and other clubs. And the hardest thing that really bothered me the most is that he asked to be on our drill squad, our firing squad, and I taught him how to use the weapon, and he was looking so much forward to doing this, and this is what this really ripped my heart out. But like the commander, Greg Johnson, council member, said, you know, we set up a table for him at the bar, and he will be remembered for the next year. And also, you could see it on July 3rd, the same day the fireworks. We will be having our annual July 4th picnic. We're bringing that back. It's been, you know, the last couple of years we haven't had it. I invite all of you to stop by and pay tribute and help support the veterans at Post 60. On the other note, I was happy to see all the people that were at the Memorial Day Parade. I want to thank the Scouts for having a fundraiser and setting up where people could beautify the parade route. That was a wonderful thing to do, and I'm really happy that they did that. Other than that, June 9th, the Feast of St. Anthony is back up and running. You know, it's been 2 years, and I'm happy that it's happening, and so I think it's 6 o'clock they'll be setting off, and hope to see everybody there to help out the church. If you need to contact me, you can email me at MikeConnolly@rosellepark.net. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you,
Everyone.
Councilman Urbina.
Sure. Good evening, Mayor, and good evening, Roselle Park. Weather's finally getting warm out. One day it's in the 90s, the next it's in the 60s. Either way, it's good weather to get outside. On May 22nd, I participated in the Tour d'Elizabeth. It was a casual 15-mile bike ride throughout the city with over 700 participants, including quite a few Roselle Park residents. It was a great event, and it inspired me to see if we can host a bike ride here in our borough, Roselle Park 5 Miler perhaps. I've mapped out the 5 miles starting from Gazebo Park and going throughout the whole borough. Hopefully we can make it happen. Or if any groups are interested in getting a slower view of our parks, businesses, and neighborhoods, reach me at jrubina@rosellepark.net or call or text me at 862-236-0019. I'd like to thank Andrew, our business administrator, for continuing the partnership with the Township of Clark. When I came on council last year, seeing that we didn't have too many options on ways to cool off, we partnered with the Township of Clark to offer a reduced rate to Roselle Park families, and quite a few families have joined. So anybody who's wishing to join their municipal pool located at 201 Oak Ridge Road across from Oak Ridge Park, we will be at the family rate of $600, and that includes both spouses, partners, all children living at the home who are unmarried and not 21 years of age by Memorial Day. For more information, visit ourclark.com and in the search bar, enter pool. Locally, we're working to bring back the community cool down this July and August, so hopefully we'll have more to report by next meeting. On May 30th, I attended the Memorial Day Parade along with my colleagues here on the dais. Everyone just recently talked about that. Wonderful turnout, and a big thank you to Director Shaw and all the groups and organizations that participated. While we all came out to enjoy the event, the floats, the bands, the scouts, let's not ever forget those heroes who died for us, for our country, our liberty, and our freedom. So colleagues, I ask that you please join me in a moment of silence by bowing your heads for our fallen warriors, those we know by name and those we don't. Thank you. And maybe we consider expanding the route through the 4th and 5th wards for future parades. Recently, I met with our engineer and borough administrator to discuss ongoing infrastructure projects, specifically road repaving in the west end of our borough. It's been a long time coming, and just wanted to thank everyone for their patience. Now that the majority of utility work by Elizabethtown Gas and American Water has been completed, the following roads are scheduled to be fully paved curb to curb this August. West Colfax between Chestnut and Beechwood, Roosevelt between Seton and Colfax, Willow the entire avenue, West Lincoln between Laurel and Fayette, West Webster between Laurel and Fayette, Amsterdam between Seton and Beechwood, Oakwood between West Webster and West Lincoln, and Chester, which it's going to be at half width, but throughout the entire avenue. We push for as many streets as possible, and how it works, and correct me if I'm inaccurate, the utility companies work with the municipality on road restoration by square footage, so instead of getting a bunch of streets half paved, we work together to distribute and designate the square footage on priority streets that were most in need. Other roads that aren't covered through this restoration effort in August, we will work on as capital improvement projects under the municipal budget or seek out other opportunities for funding. I thank everyone again for their patience. Like Mayor and Director Shaw mentioned earlier, Pride Month, we're having the flag raising ceremony at the library on the 4th at 12 p.m. There's also going to be a rhythm and blues concert at Cedar Brook Park in Plainfield on that day. June 4th is also National Trails Day, so if you're interested in taking a stroll, a hike, or bike, visit your local or favorite park and enjoy the peace and tranquility of the outdoors, free from distraction. I'll post locations within our area or search National Trails Day for local events on my Facebook page. Within the last week, I've been in touch with residents on a host of issues, including code enforcement, potholes, parking for our seniors. And as a matter of fact, it was because of a resident that reached out that we were able to include Lot 2 in today's ordinance, 2687. We rely on our residents to reach out, guide us, and provide us with input so we can make informed and educated decisions. So I thank that resident, Al Gatto, and everyone else who's reached out for the opportunity to help. If you need me, I'm only an email, text, or phone call away. I can be reached at 862-236-0019. Email is jrabina@rosellepark.net. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, my turn. Okay, so I know I'm repeating it over again, but Bob's a close member of the Roselle Park family. He's suffered a lot over the last 12 months, and our hearts go out to him. And obviously, as a borough, we're here for you, buddy. And, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Go out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care if you write in Mickey Mouse. The primaries are important. General elections are important. June 6th, primary day? Tuesday. Polls are open. There's a myriad of ways that you can go find out where to vote. You could just Google my voting location, and Google will help you out. UnionCountyVotes.org or UnionCountyVotes.com. But please go exercise your fundamental right to vote. Is it June 7th? Oh, God, I've been getting that wrong for the last, June 7th. June 7th. Go out. It's Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Okay, I had Tuesday right. The only thing I really wanted to mention that nobody else had mentioned today, we put in the budget this year having a grant writer. We had a really fruitful conversation, sort of finalizing and crystallizing some of the focuses for grant writing this year. While nothing's guaranteed, I think we feel pretty good about some of the opportunities we have laid out. Speaking with Councilman Rabina and Councilman Johnson, a couple of the focus areas that we've laid out are open space, walkability, and bikeability. So there's three general, well, I'm not going to get into details about the grants. The three general avenues that we're going to seek are, funding to potentially do a park at Hawthorne or improve our parks. Areas that don't have sidewalks or need sidewalks or bike lanes, applying for grants. In that vein, there's a number of grants that we think we can be in contention for. And then also sort of one that was suggested to us, but I think makes a lot of sense for the borough, especially in light of all that's going on, is a bunch of DOJ grants that can help increase our community policing, school engagement, and a myriad of other ways to help our law enforcement help protect Roselle Park and keep us safer and healthier. So I think those are the three broad strokes avenues that we're gonna look to get going. On a final note, we didn't have a proclamation about it, but you can see a bunch of us on the dais are wearing orange, and that's in recognition of
Gun violence.
Gun violence. No, sorry, I just got it. And I have an orange phone. Yes. And look, I'm not going to say anything that hasn't been said. As a matter of fact, I've been kind of light on the subject because it's sadly so common an occurrence in this country that I don't even know what more needs to be said. It makes my blood boil that it's something that we have to think about, and it makes my blood boil that it's something that while we see time and time again. So first off, if we're not noticing the tragic reality right now is we're seeing copycats over and over again, right? So it started in Buffalo, then it happened in Texas. Now we have the latest one in, I believe it was Oklahoma. And this is because we have, yes, is there a mental health problem in America? Do we need more support for people who suffer from mental health issues? Absolutely.
Yes.
But as a card-carrying member of the NRA, I can tell you that 86% of NRA members, and even more of that in the country, support simple things like universal background checks to keep us safe. And the fact that we can't do this at a federal level is disgusting. And I don't care how unpopular this is, or how many people I rile up, or how many Facebook messages I get after this. You cannot say and sit on your hands and say, we can't do anything about this anymore. You just can't. Okay? That's like saying, I'm going to be overweight anyway, so let me just keep eating McDonald's. It doesn't work that way. Just because you cannot ban gun violence wholesale does not mean that we should not take steps to curb it, right? Nobody wants to come for your guns. Nobody wants to take away your Second Amendment right. All I think we are asking for as a sensible people, not Democrats, not Republicans, not independents, as a sensible people is to take steps to help mitigate this, and it's something that we failed time and time again at the federal level for, and it's disgusting. So if people want to know why I've been silent about this, is because this isn't some special event anymore or some rare event. This has become all too common in my 4 years as mayor, and we see the pattern over and over again. Something happens, copycats ensue, we see a bunch of social media outrage and inaction from the federal government. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And on a final note, to anybody who thinks that more guns are the answer, we only need to see that our best and brightest in law enforcement very often struggles with dealing with these active shooter situations. And you are not as well equipped as my Roselle Park Police Department to handle this situation. As a matter of fact, a good guy with a gun cannot stop a bad guy with a gun, and can make matters worse because when my cops show up, they don't know who's the bad guy and who's the good guy because you're all dressed as civilians, and that's what you are. I was really loath to bring this up, and I've been really loath to mention it in social media because it's become so divisive. But this does not need to be a binary conversation where I'm going to take your guns or I'm not. There are very simple steps that can help curb these instances. And it's about damn time that somebody did something about it. So I'm tired of seeing these things, and I sadly doubt that this is the one instance where things are going to change, but I really, really hope and pray that it is. With all that said, Mayor Sig at rosellepark.net if you have any questions. Here's to hoping for brighter days and a sensible solution to what's going on. So
Well said, Mayor.
thank you. Okay. With that said, may I have a motion to open the public portion on any subject?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. If you'd like to come up and speak, please do so.
Good evening. Marianne Brenner, 141 Charlotte Terrace. I do echo everything you've said, Mayor. It is impossible that our state government and federal government can't get this together. Both sides need to come together. Even with New Jersey as the second state in the union that has the most toughest gun laws, this is still occurring. They're coming from outside, they're coming from inside. The pipeline has to stop, and there are solutions. We just have to talk to each other about it. But what I wanted to say was just reminding council and borough residents that on June 10th will be the law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics New Jersey. It does go through our borough. It is my 35th year volunteering, and I am on the committee and have been for that. You don't have to clap for me. That's okay. It's just it's part of my life now. What happens is the run begins in, our run is called run number 2. It begins in Wakefern Foods. It goes through Elizabeth. At approximately 11:20 hours on June 10th, the Elizabeth group will run and complete over the Walnut Street Bridge where Roselle Park Police Department will pick it up. This year there's run change. It'll go Westfield Avenue. It passes Church of the Assumption. It will make a right-hand turn on Faytude Avenue and go to the Kenilworth line. The run through Roselle Park takes 45 minutes to an hour, not even. So if you have the time, and you can cheer on these law enforcement officers who do this every year as volunteer law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics, would appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Anybody else wishing to come and speak?
Come on, right.
Hey there.
Hey, I'm Rachel, 612 Sheridan Avenue in Roselle Park. It's crazy. Okay, so I have question and then just a statement. But it, and just a little follow-up to my question, well, no, a lead-up to my question, okay, is that 5G towers, right? Our tax dollars put satellites in space, right? And then we rent the satellites to phone carriers. Then the phone carriers charge us to use the satellites that we paid for already through our tax dollars, right? So I came across this site called antennasearch.com. And within a 3-mile radius of Roselle Park, there's 131 5G towers. Okay, and then there's 535 antennas to help the towers do whatever it is that the towers do. Like, what do the towers do? I still have the same issues with my Wi-Fi and internet in my house that I had before 5G came around.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, like, who paid for the 5G tower in Roselle Park? Because it's like right here. I mean, we have 131 within 3 miles of this building right here, and then 535 antennas. So who paid for it, and what was the reason why we needed one? Because there's one just like down the block in Roselle. So, you know, what was why did we need one, and who paid for it? And then the other thing is, of course, you know, you know, touchy situations and things, but, you know, it's like people who commit crimes don't follow the law, bottom line. So making more laws isn't going to stop criminals from committing crimes. It's just going to keep people who follow the law from being able to protect themselves. And there's no justice for victims of crime in today's world, only justification for criminal behavior. And that's may or may not be my opinion, but that's what it seems like to me. So that's it, the end.
Okay. Yeah, so the 5G tower that's in Roselle Park, I can say with assurance that the borough of Roselle Park hasn't paid for any 5G towers, so I can't attest to who paid for the build-out. I mean, a lot of these have been existing cell towers that have been upgraded with 5G nodes. I think the rights are, you know, whoever, Verizon, T-Mobile, you know, they have the zoning rights to do it, then it's on their dime. Yeah, I mean, I would just say in general, I mean, I think following that logic, if, I don't even know why to engage in this, but following that logic, I mean, I guess we could like cut off like jaywalking laws, right? And just let people just walk in the streets however they want to, just to, because they're going to do it anyway, right?
The other thing was just a statement. I wasn't asking for feedback.
Okay, I was.
No, I was just wondering about the 5G because it's like, you know. What's the purpose of it?
You can Oprah the record of who owns that if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the purpose? The reason why they have to have so many towers?
I can't
and so
answer.
many antennas. You don't know?
We used to have a councilman who worked for Verizon. We don't anymore. I unfortunately am not an expert in the situation. Thank you though.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a great night.
Each company.
Anybody else? Looking real gray.
Hey, I didn't get the orange. Leo.
Mark Fernandez, 114 Locust. I think I just want to let council know that May was No Mow May, which meant that people were conserving from mowing their lawns to help bees. So you might see a change in June. Just wanted to give that fun fact.
That's a real thing. Mark, can you elaborate?
It's a real thing, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
That was my only.
No, it is a real thing. Yeah, yeah. I just found out about this, but thank you, Mark, for bringing it to the borough's attention. Is there any further comment from the public? Got a celebrity in our midst.
I see. You can't disguise yourself. You're a Yankee fan.
Good evening, Mr.
Name,
Mayor.
address, and favorite Met, please.
I'm sorry?
Name, address, and favorite Met.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name is Joe Accardi. My address is 155 East Clay Avenue. I meant to be here tonight. I believe that there was a dedication for Mr. Reynoso's paintings. I apologize to him that I didn't make it in time. I did have an emergency that I had to tend to. I am admiring Pico Reynoso's paintings. I can tell you that he is a friend, he's a neighbor, and he is a professional, great artist. I love his work, and I appreciate the fact that you all put it up in council chambers. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Joe, you don't miss the orange rug behind?
Oh, yeah.
The 1960s style orange rug. It
kind of made you sleepy.
Yes.
A little dark.
When I was mayor, I sat up on the dais after the Sandy Hook killings, and I read the name of each one of the 26 people that was killed. I said a little bit about them, and at the end of the meeting, I mentioned that I was devastated for the loss. And one of the things that I did immediately is I spoke to Mayor Bloomberg from New York, and I joined a group called Mayors United Against Illegal Guns. The immediate response to that was I started receiving threatening emails and phone calls from card-carrying members of the NRA, from people that thought that because I had joined such an organization, I was anti their rights. It's not the case. The New York Times had a full page this past Sunday on the Sunday Review. It's a black page, and all it has is a whole list that reads, authorities said the gunman was able to obtain the weapons legally. Uvalde, Texas, 2022, 21 killed. Authorities said the gunman was able to obtain the weapons legally. Buffalo, 2022, 10 killed. Authorities said the gunman was able to obtain the weapons legally. Boulder, Colorado, 2021, 10 killed. Authorities said the gunman was able to obtain the weapon legally. Atlanta, 2021, 8 killed. The list goes on and on and on and on. The common thread is a mass killing with a legally obtained military-grade assault weapon. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the damage that one of those rounds can cause. I've seen it. I've felt it. I know it. And to put one of those rounds through a 10-year-old child or an 8-year-old child is devastating. I urge every one of you that's sitting on the dais to look up the organization that's the follow-on organization for Mayors Against Illegal Guns, which is Every Town for Gun Safety. I urge every one of you to support it. I urge every one of you that when you get the emails and the Facebook posts and the messages and the phone calls that are threatening you, that you not back down, that you make it clear that every one of those children that died and every adult that died defending them and every person that died in Arizona, every person that died in Las Vegas, every person that died in Buffalo, every person that died in Atlanta, every person that died in Sandy Hook, every one of their lives meant something.
Joe, you're out of time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor.
Bring that up.
Thank you, Matt.
No, it's heart wrenching.
It's a shame, that's it.
And I just, Joe, I've gotten those emails, and I've gotten those calls. I've gotten them for, issues we've had with arrests here. I've also had them for interesting signs in the borough of Roselle Park. I've gotten a lot in my 4 years, but I could give too. I mean, at some point we need to stand up for what's right, and when you have things like Sandy Hook, if not then, when, yeah, it's heart-wrenching. Yeah, I'm a member again of Mayors Against Lethal Guns. We actually had them in last year. See if we can do those in this year. Yeah, but thank you, Joe. Okay, anybody else? Okay, may I have a motion to close the public portion on any subject?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no matters for closed session this evening. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.